Hello YouTubers, haven't done a video from my stool here for a while. I made a little room so I'm not blocking the Low Buck Prepper sticker. If you have a sticker, I'd like to have it to put on here, so let me know and I'll get it ordered, or you can send me one, and there's plenty of room here. As you can see, it's a new month. You can't see? I can cure that. Is that better? September. You don't need to see what's down there anyway, do you? Was that better? Or would you like to see this? Tough. You're stuck with me. I'd like to do a video today on what's coming on my channel. I'm going to be doing some machining videos, some blacksmithing stuff, some build videos, some shooting videos. You never know what old Uncle Buck is going to do on his channel. Let me take you around and give you a little peek at some of the things I've done, what I'm planning on doing. Some of them I'll tell you what they're going to be, and some of them I'm just going to show you some parts and let you ponder it. So let me get the tripod off the camera off the tripod and take you around and show you the upcoming projects. Okay, this is one of the projects I want to finish up this winter. I want to build a hydraulic press. So far I've got a 24-inch beam that has been burnt down the middle. It just needs clipped off at the ends and I will have a T. This was a 35 pound per inch, 8-inch wide beam. This was the same thing here. This has already been stitch burnt into a T. This one here is 60 inches long. So those are pretty good heavy beams. I'm going to notch them out on the end so that I can weld them together. I'll notch this out down here and then weld the end of one of these on each end, and then I'll have a box 24 inches wide on the outside and 60 inches long. Inside that box I've got two hydraulic cylinders here. They're both about the same length. I will mount one of those in there. I've got to still get the hoses, the connectors, and a motor. I've got 3 hydraulic pumps to choose from. I will probably use this one. I've been told this in here will create plenty of power. I've got a filter for the hydraulic fluid. Here's the control for up and down. And right here is a piece of tubing, and I've got caps made to weld on each end for the hydraulic fluid, the tank. I have to get the connectors, drill the holes in the tank and mount the connectors, this in line, and get everything mounted up. I'm probably going to have to raise it up on a platform to get it up higher, so that I'm not working, you know, within 2 feet of the floor with this all in there. And I'm going to put it on casters so I can move it around. I'm going to put a shield over the top of all the hosing and the motors and the tank, so that if I'm working with hot steel, if anything falls off of what I'm pressing against, it won't land on a hose and burn a hole through and create a fire. So I've got to build this thing right, build it safe. Buying a motor is going to hurt because it's about 250 bucks for a new motor, electric motor. But I think having this press will be a great addition to my shop. Let's go look at some other stuff. Since we're talking the blacksmithing stuff, we'll continue on with that. If you remember, I got this blower when I was on that Route 127 garage sale adventure in early August. I got everything oiled up with some penetrating oil so I can take it apart. It looks like this might be an oil, and it says something about oil here and a plug. So once I get it cleaned up, I'll be able to read that stuff. But it looks like there's a fill here and a drain here or something. But I want to take it apart, make sure the seals and everything are good, and the bearings, if there are bearings, got to check those out. I want to get that fixed up. Yesterday at work, I drew up and burnt some mini swage blocks. It's got a 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch radius. This is a 3/4 inch, it's 3/4 down and 3/4 up, little V. Here's a 5/8, 3/4, 7/8 and 1 inch radiuses. This is a 3/8, 1/2, 5/8 and 3/4 inch, just a square notch out of it. Where's my scale? It actually weighs 15 pounds. It's made out of 2-inch thick steel. I was thinking about drilling like 1/4, 3/8, 1/2 and 3/4 inch holes in here so I'd have holes clear through it. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I was able to make 2 of them. They're identical out of some scrap at work. I've got, where are they at? Some 1/4 inch plate, 6 inches by 5 inches. What I'm going to do is heat it up in my forge, bend about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 to an inch over here this way, and on the bottom burn it or heat it up, bend it the other way so that I can set it in my post vise, and the top would set on a jaw and then the bottom would hook underneath and hold this, and then I can clamp it in my post vise and not have to clamp the crap out of it to keep it from moving. That's the plan. 1/4 inch kind of looks a little thick, but when you're going to be hammering on it, you probably want it thick. That's this area. Now let's go outside the shop and I'll show you another big blacksmithing project. Okay, here's another one of my big blacksmithing project adventures. I want to build one of those treadle hammers or a foot hammer where you step on a lever and it hammers. What I've got here is a 28-inch piece of 4-inch square solid steel. It weighs 115 pounds. That will be on my bottom. Here's a piece of 2 by 3.5. It weighs 25 pounds. That's going to be the piece that comes down and hammers. And you'll be able to attach different type pieces on the top and the bottom of this for doing different type of hammering operations. This is supposed to be 10 times as heavy as this from what I've seen and read. So I need more weight on the bottom. I would like to find a nice big round at work, and maybe, how high do I want it? About 36 inches to the top of this, so that would be about 8 inches. If I could get an 8-inch round, 8 inches long, make a base for the whole thing, weld this on top of that, I think I'd have the right height. I still need to get some more parts, so I'm going to need to get a piece of square tubing about 6 foot tall and some springs and stuff to pull things back up and down. That's one of my winter projects for the blacksmithing. I've got 2 more projects out here to show you. Let me show you what it's for. This is that cart I got the other day. And I've started putting my bars in here, and that's for this and this. So I can hang my tongs on it and my hammers. It has casters for the bottom. I'll be able to roll it back into my shop where it will be safe when I'm not using it. And then I can roll all my hammers and all my tongs out here right next to my anvil or the forge, whatever I need. I was bending them. What I did was I bent the little end, stuck it in there, looked at where this hole was at, bent this end, and then I adjusted it until it would fit both ends. I've got half of them done. I got 5 more to do. I got the rod sitting over here. Well, what do we have here? What we have is my brake drum forge. I made this over 30 years ago, and it's been working. I had it with the brake drum completely intact, and it always seemed like my fire was down in here too deep to get my piece of metal in. And if I wanted to heat something up kind of in the middle, I couldn't hardly do it. So I cut this out on both sides, so now I can lay a piece of steel across it to heat it up in the middle. But now what I've got is every time I get it full of coal, they're falling out on the floor all the time when you're working it. So what I'm going to do is cut and break off the rest of this part of the rim. And there's actually a lip right here, all the way around. Measure that. That piece of plate was going to be my new forge. But I've decided, see, there was where the inlet was going to be. I've decided to use this. I will mark a circle on here, cut it so that it fits around that lip, weld this to the top of that, make legs and put casters on the back side and handle, and I've got pieces already cut for the front, back, and the sides for a lip to keep the coal. I may use that, rewire some of it, put a control on the front of it, or use that hand crank pump or blower. I'm not sure yet, but rebuilding my forge is one of my projects for this winter. Now I also want to put a little chimney stack on this. I was using this right here, and this whole area filled up with smoke. So what I want to do is make a little hood with a ring on the top that I can put a chimney flue on, and just set the chimney flue on here, have it angle out and go up above my roof, and just so I can take it down and put it back up, I'll make a hook so that I can set it on here, and this will take the weight, but it'll hook onto the spouting of my shop to keep it standing up straight. Hope it works, but that's the plan. Then I can take it down, move this inside, put it away, and bring it back out when I want to use it. Because I've always enjoyed blacksmithing and trying to learn how to do it, and I'm kind of determined to get better at it, put it that way. So that's my forge project.